everybody.
Hello, we are in Cordoba. Buenos dias.
What a nice day.
Well, it's not so nice, but actually it's quite okay.
It's cloudy.
It's a bit cold.
A bit cold, yes.
But we had a very nice hotel, very nice sleep.
Yes.
And we're gonna try to get the best out of Cordoba for one day.
Cordoba Square impresses by the absence of Andalusian architecture. It is the only site in Cordoba with Castilian buildings as they are found in Madrid or Salamanca. The square's actual appearance has remained unchanged since the 17th century, when it was designed by architect Antonio Ramos Valdez from Salamanca. The Mosque Cathedral of Cordoba, officially known by its ecclesiastical name, the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Assumption, is the cathedral of the Roman Catholic Diocese of Cordoba, dedicated to the Assumption of Mary. Due to its status as a former Islamic mosque, it is also known as the Mezquita and as the Great Mosque of Cordoba. The Great Mosque was constructed on the orders of Abd ar-Rahman I in 785, when Cordoba was the capital of the Muslim-controlled region of Al-Andalus. It was expanded multiple times afterwards under Abd ar-Rahman's successors up to the late 10th century. The mosque was converted to a cathedral in 1236 when Cordoba was captured by the Christian forces of Castile during the Reconquista. The structure itself underwent only minor modifications until a major building project in the 16th century inserted a new Renaissance cathedral nave and transept into the center of the building. The former minaret, which had been converted to a bell tower, was also significantly remodeled around this time. Starting in the 19th century, modern restorations have in turn led to the recovery and study of some of the building's Islamic era elements. Today, the building continues to serve as the city's cathedral, and Mass is celebrated therein daily. The mosque structure is an important monument in the history of Islamic architecture and was highly influential on the subsequent Moorish architecture of the Western Mediterranean regions of the Muslim world. It is also one of Spain's major historic monuments and tourist attractions, as well as a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1984. The Roman Bridge of Cordoba is a bridge in the historic center of Cordoba. It is also known locally as the Old Bridge, as for 2,000 years until the construction of the San Rafael Bridge in the mid-20th century, it was the city's only bridge across the river. During its history, the bridge was restored and renovated several times, and now only the 14th and 15th arches are original. The bridge was built by the Romans in the early 1st century BC, perhaps replacing a previous wooden one. Most of the present structure dates from the Arabs' reconstruction in the 8th century. After the Islamic reconstruction, its shape had 16 arcades, one fewer than originally, and a total length of 247 meters. The width is around 9 meters. Since 1931, the bridge, together with the Puerta del Puente and the Calahorra Tower, has been declared a bien d'interés cultural in the monument category. It is also part of the historic center of Cordoba, declared a World Heritage Site in 1984. The Plaza de España, designed by Aníbal González, was a principal building built on the Maria Luisa Park's edge to showcase Spain's industry and technology exhibits. González combined a mix of 1920s Art Deco and Spanish Renaissance Revival, Spanish Baroque Revival, and Neo-Modern styles. The Plaza de España complex is a huge half-circle. The buildings are accessible by 4 bridges over the moat, which represent the ancient kingdoms of Spain. In the center is the Vicente Traver fountain. Many tiled alcoves were built around the plaza, each representing a different province of Spain. The Plaza de España has been used as a filming location, including scenes for Lawrence of Arabia in 1962. The building was used as a location in the Star Wars movie series at the Episode 2 Attack of the Clones, in which it featured in exterior shots of the city of Theed on the planet Naboo. It also featured in the 2012 film The Dictator. The 2023 Netflix series Chaos will also feature scenes filmed at the plaza. Maria Luisa Park is the most visited park in Seville and one of its fundamental lands. It is also the primary urban park of Seville. Plaza de América is located in the Maria Luisa Park and is surrounded by the Museum of Popular Arts and Costumes, the Royal Pavilion, and the Archaeological Museum. In the Murillo Gardens is located the Christopher Columbus Monument, which was created in 1921 for the Ibero-American Exhibition of 1929, and it is a tribute from the city of Seville to the navigator whose discovery of the America in 1492 was at the origin of its economic prosperity and its influence across Europe. Seville Cathedral is a Roman Catholic cathedral and the 4th largest church in the world, as well as the largest Gothic church. It was also registered in 1987 by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site. After its completion in the early 16th century, Seville Cathedral supplanted Hagia Sophia as the largest cathedral in the world, a title the Byzantine Church had held for 1,000 years. The Gothic section alone has a length of 126 meters, a width of 76 meters, and its maximum height in the center of the transept is 42 meters. The total height of the Giralda Tower from the ground to the weather vane is 104.5 meters. The Alcazar of Seville is a royal palace built for the Christian king Peter of Castile. It was built by Castilian Christians on the site of an abandoned Muslim Alcazar or residential fortress. The fortress was destroyed after the Christian conquest of Seville in 1248. The palace is a preeminent example of Madahar style in the Iberian Peninsula, combining Romanesque, Gothic and Renaissance structural elements. The upper stories of the Alcazar are still occupied by the royal family when they visit Seville and are administered by the Patrimonio Nacional. It was registered in 1987 by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site. The Ambassador's Hall is the ancient throne room built during the reign of Al-Mutamid in the 11th century. In the 14th century, Pedro I of Castile remodeled the hall to make it a centerpiece of his royal palace. Plant motifs in plasterwork were added in the corners of the room and spandrels of the arches. Windows were traced with geometric elements. Walls were covered with tiled panels. The orientation of the hall was also changed from facing Mecca to northeast. The doorway now led to the Paseo de las Doncellas. In 1526, Emperor Charles V and Isabel of Portugal celebrated their marriage in this room. The name Paseo de las Doncellas, meaning the courtyard of the maidens, is a reference to the apocryphal story that the Moors demanded an annual tribute of 100 virgins from the Christian kingdoms of Iberia. The courtyard was temporarily paved with marble, once again at the request of English film director Ridley Scott. The paved courtyard was used as the set for the Court of the King of Jerusalem in Scott's movie Kingdom of Heaven. The courtyard arrangement was converted once more after the film's production. Cadiz Cathedral is a Roman Catholic church in Cadiz, and it was built between 1722 and 1838. The Valencia Cathedral was consecrated in 1238 by the first bishop of Valencia after the Reconquista, Per d'Albalat, Archbishop of Tarragona, and was dedicated to Saint Mary by order of James I the Conqueror. It was built off the site of the former Visigothic cathedral, which under the Moors has been turned into a mosque. Valencian Gothic is the predominant architectural style of the cathedral, although it also contains Romanesque, French Gothic, Renaissance, Baroque, and Neoclassical elements. The cathedral contains numerous 15th century paintings, some by local artists, such as Jacquemart, others by artists from Rome engaged by the Valencian Pope Alexander VI.